All right. So Jake is working on some kiddos getting to bed. So he will hopefully be joining us soon, but I'm going to get us started. So um, I'm really, really excited about this week. Thanks for taking the time to hop on a team call tonight. Honestly, I feel like this could be one of the biggest weeks in history, really, for us as coaches, in terms of the launch of the 2B mindset and how big this could be, just to help so many people. And so I really did just want to take some time tonight and talk through. We've talked sort of in snippets, like in the group, about the 2B mindset, but I kind of just wanted to talk collectively and go through everything. Make sure you guys all feel comfortable with the information. Am I freezing up here? No? You guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. I think when everyone pops on at once, it freezes up. So we're going to focus on that tonight. But first of all, before we get to that, just a reminder that we are at the end of the month, April 29th. We have so many of you guys who have like SC4, and I know that you can help at least one more person tomorrow. I know it can happen. So just make sure that you have, like Carla Wilkin says, like leave no rock unturned when it comes to those follow-ups, and just make sure that you are circling back with people that showed interest in the past. But also for those of you who are going to Summit, it's a huge deal if you can get to Success Club and then have, SC10 also for the Success Club party. So push for that. It's been so fun. We have so many of you who are above SC10 this month. It has been so, so cool. So keep up the great work there. So end of the month is huge. Huge shout out to Beth Hoffman. I know she's working tonight, but I see she is on right now, for achieving Diamond this week. That was so awesome. And congratulations to Emily Coldiron and her upline, who is now 1-star qualifying. It has just been so cool to see the two of them work together. And I don't know if I can put you guys maybe on the spot, but can you kind of just share a little bit about, Emily, maybe you can share first, like sort of how, you were able to welcome Beth onto your team, and kind of, Beth, if you could just share, if you have to hop out, that's totally cool, but if you could just share a little bit kind of about the decision that you made to go to Diamond and how you just made it happen, that would be awesome. I'll unmute you here, Emily and Beth.
So Beth was one of those people that I had reached out to more than once and kind of got the runaround. She wanted to think about it. She was doing her thing. But then obviously once she decided to jump on, she was on 110%. So it was only a matter of when Beth was going to turn Diamond, because she's just been, pedal to the metal ever since last fall when she signed up with me. So it has really just been a huge blessing for me to actually have her working, on kind of my behalf and on my team, because she's just amazing and I'm very fortunate to have her. So, and together with Katie, I mean, we've really pooled our resources. So we run our challenge groups together, we run our free groups together. And I think that has probably been a big part of our success, is just that we're not all reinventing the wheel each time. We take what you give us, Amber, and then we duplicate it, and then we just pool all of our challengers together. So there's just a lot of really good energy and motivation right now. So it's good.
Oh, love that. I love it. So awesome. And Beth, can you share a little bit about, your turning point and when you decided to go for it?
Yeah, I, like Emily said, I was probably one of the biggest skeptics ever out there. And she did approach me multiple times about even starting and joining as a coach even. And so I did, I kind of just went all in to begin with. And I said, if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to do it all in, all at once, and I'm going to go for it. So I jumped in head first, feet first, whatever you will. And I did all the training that Emily sent me, that you guys sent me. I just did it all really 100, 110%. And I took everything that you said and I just went ahead and I did it. And it wasn't easy. I actually got to Diamond without any real working coaches under me. I have my first working coach that joined me last week. So it was a lot of inviting, and just following up and doing what you guys said to do and not giving up, essentially.
Oh, that's so cool. I just love the whole story. It's just, so cool to see how you just said you just did the stuff, right? Like you actually didn't just go through the training and learn it, but actually applied it. And I think a lot of times for new coaches, that's the missing piece, is that you can know everything, but then to actually do it consistently is a whole different story. And so the fact that you have been doing it, I mean, on top of everything else you have going on in your life, and I mean, watching your whole 80-day obsession journey, like it was so fun too. So congratulations. I'm just so excited for you guys. It's awesome. Thanks for sharing. All right. So with that, we're going to hop on into To Be Mindset. And I would love for you guys to, if you have questions along the way, just put them in the chat box or unmute yourself. But really want this to what I'm going to do is sort of share what I have learned just through talking with different people, and then kind of walk through my process for what I'm going to do this week, and then open it up for questions, open it up for comments on maybe some other ideas that you guys have that I haven't thought of, just so we can all truly like collaborate and come up with the best plan. So, I mean, obviously we've all been excited for this program for a while. However, on Friday morning, I had the chance every Friday, I hop on a call with Doug Moss as the corporate rep, and, there's coaches from 9-star to 15-star that hop on there. And this week, the focus was launching the To Be Mindset. And I mean, like I said, I was excited, but when I got on this call and I was listening to a few of the people that have gone through the test group, like I literally had chills. I was like tearing up listening to their stories. I mean, I just have this, like, everything is just like blown up with excitement for me right now. But I think what was maybe the coolest takeaway for me, I was listening to a coach named Amber Snow. I don't know if you guys have heard of her. If not, you should look her up because she's super inspiring. And she was just talking about how like this was made for her market. Her market is, the emotional eaters who they go through a program, they lose the weight and they gain the weight, and it's just sort of this up and down. And how what she said, which I was like, oh, this just like struck my heart. She's like, these people are so used to failing. Like they're so used to failing. They go into a program and they fall off, and then they feel bad, and then it's like this downward spiral. And so she said the coolest thing for her is that, she was one of those people that has failed and failed and failed. And this, for whatever reason, was like exactly what she needed. And it's actually bringing so much hope to her market because they're like, wow, this could actually work. But what I thought was really interesting with that was she mentioned how you do sort of have to be careful because since they have failed so often, and I mean, I know a lot of you would probably relate, like I failed so many times, like I can't even count. Is that oftentimes they're a little more skeptical. So they're like, oh yeah, it's another program, or oh yeah, like I've tried everything, it's not going to work for me. And so she was just saying how important it is to really, use the stories and use the testimonials of people who have had that same story. And so I actually have, we're going to be collecting a bunch of testimonials. A lot of the people in the test group posted into our 5-star and above group, like with their before and afters and paragraphs. So I asked Alyssa to sort of collect all of those for us. And so we're going to have that be a Google Doc that we're sharing with the team so that you guys can share more of those inside of your free groups this week. But really, like what people kept saying over and over again is just how, oh yeah, Alyssa said she'll have those ready to go by tomorrow night. Sweet. How many people have just had their just like a truly renewed mindset. And one thing that they did say that was so important is that you cannot teach this before you go through it yourself. And so I really want all of us to make a commitment, like when that thing comes out on May 2nd, that we're going to dive in and really go through the program. And I think it's interesting because obviously none of us have done it. I wasn't in the test group, so I feel like it's a little bit of a foreign language. However, since we have been running, nutritional-based groups with Take Back the Kitchen, I think that does give us a huge advantage as far as kind of knowing a little bit what to expect when it comes to just focusing on nutrition. So I wanted to talk a little bit about on May 2nd, how is that going to kind of all unfold? So if you didn't already hear, Alana is running a coach test group that starts on May 2nd, and you can get in, I think, throughout the whole month of May. But I am going to push anyone who wants to really go for this to make a commitment to starting on May 2nd. So it's going to be very similar to how they ran the 80-day obsession test group, where you have to purchase either the 2B Mindset Challenge Pack or the base kit, and then you can get invited to join that Facebook group. Now, one thing that the coaches on Friday were telling me was that, gosh, it was so amazing to have Alana be the one to give them the information and to be the one to do the videos. And so they are really pushing all of their customers to sign up as a discount coach. No matter who cares if they want to work the business, simply because they just found so much value in Alana having all that, having that access to her videos. She said she's super engaged in the group. She's super on top of answering all the questions. And I don't know if you guys follow her, but I love following her. She may be one of my favorite people to follow because all of her posts have so much value. I mean, her Instagram stories, she's adorable with her kid. I'm I don't know how you get your kid to eat what you are getting her to eat, but it's amazing. So she's very inspiring. So, I really think that if you have customers who want really to go all in with this, I would definitely invite them into the coach test group too. Now, they don't necessarily, I don't think, would have to start on that May 2nd date, but you could use one of two approaches, and this is kind of how I'm going to go about it. Would be either if they want to be someone who is going to sign up as a discount coach with the potential of paying it forward and becoming a working coach as they go through it, probably they could start on May 2nd with you. But I'm going to give them the disclaimer, I haven't gone through this. We're going to be doing it together. This is, we're going to be on the same team here. Or if they want to still sign up as a discount coach and then hop into the group a little bit later, and then be also in my customer group, they could have that option as well. But I just all of a sudden was when I heard them talking on Friday, I was wow, this is such a huge recruiting opportunity, because I really think there's just so much value for them to catch that fire straight from Alana. So definitely want to encourage all of us to purchase this. As a reminder, this is not going to be on Beachbody On Demand automatically. So you will have to do a separate purchase in order to have this program. But what's cool is you get this fun little kit in the mail. It'll have recipes. It's going to have a water bottle, a tracker. Part of the program is that you're actually tracking every last thing that you eat. And the other thing that they said, which these things keep coming to my mind, is they were you're going to be in the first week of the 2B Mindset, and you're going to be what the heck? Why did I pay for this? This is so simple. What is going on? And she said the first week we all thought it was crazy. We all thought, okay, this is pretty simple. I don't know about this. But then once they got into the rest of it, once they went through the videos and they went through the talks with Alana and they actually implemented it, was life-changing. But I did want to give you guys that heads up because, people, how it is leading a group that first week, and people have all of these things that they're thinking, and you're I really hope this works. So it was encouraging for me to hear the first week, they might be a little confused, what's going on here. There's also going to be things that she talks about, she has you weigh yourself every single day and use the scale. That is another thing that a lot of these girls were that was whoa. I don't like the scale is scary, all of that. And so she has specific things that she goes through as to why, the scale isn't scary if you're using it for a good reason. And all of the psychology behind that. So there's a few things that are going to definitely take some time to just kind of settle in with people, and they might get a little bit defensive, but I'm telling you, every last person that I've talked to that has gone through this program, like, has been absolutely changed. Even if they didn't have a lot of weight to lose, just their whole mentality about food has changed, because it's not restrictive. It's not counting calories. It's really teaching them how to go about their lives. I mean, some of the videos are going to be like, how do you shop? Some of them are going to be like, how do you order from a menu? You know, when you're going out for Italian, like things like that are really going to equip people. So anyway, that's just kind of, again, like, these things keep coming to my mind. But from a recruiting standpoint, I do think a huge opportunity to invite people into that test group with Alana is just going to be amazing. So I wanted to go through the To Be Mindset packages really quick so that we all know those. I'm just going to pull up this little chart here. So again, this is like a separate, from what I understand, it's going to be based on, like, housed inside Beachbody On Demand, but it's going to have a separate tab. So the base kit, which is like just the program itself, retails for regularly $119, but it's going to be on promotional for the launch at $99. Then the challenge pack option, the challenge pack with Shakeology, is regularly going to be $180, on promo for $160. And then the challenge pack with Shakeology plus BOD is regularly $220 on promo for $200. So obviously, you know, depending on the person that you're talking to, they're going to have different needs. And I wanted to talk about that too. I did post about this, but again, this came from my call on Friday, where Amber Snow literally has this form that she has people fill out so she has an informational group similar to what, you know, we're going to have this week. She has this group, and she just has this form, basically a pre-order form. They fill everything out that she would need so that she can send them a share cart when this thing launches. And so, I mean, you guys, this program has completely blown up for her. She has like 120 people who have pre-ordered, and has 40 people who are ready to sign up as coaches. Like this, and she's like, this is not typical for me. Like, she is not one of those people that has huge numbers, but it's literally, you guys, we are tapping into a whole new market. She kind of also shared how this is almost like you're launching a brand new company in a way, because it's just something that we've never had before. So I just don't want you guys to miss out on this. I don't want you to take this lightly, because I just feel like there's huge opportunity for us to help so many people. And then the last little piece of it is the coach base kit, which is discounted for us. The regular price is $89 and the promo is $74. So, you know, I'm imagining most of us will go ahead and buy that on Wednesday so that we can be ready to go. But those are some of the packages. So I posted the form in the group, but I shared the form that I made, and you guys can feel free to make your own similar. But again, she just adds a bunch of stuff, asks them questions. What else is genius is that she adds additional questions like, hey, would you want some beach bars? Hey, would you want Energize? And so she can send them a cart, and then they can always adjust it, but she can send them more than just, you know, the link to the challenge pack, which is why we all love share carts. And on that same line, I had a call with this was a few weeks back, our Friday call with Danielle Natoni, and I can't remember if I've mentioned this or who I talked to about this, but she actually does regularly when she sends like a share cart, she'll just add in, like, if she thinks Energize would be good for them or the snack bars would be good, she'll just add them in. And then when she sends them a message, she's like, hey, just in case you're interested, I wanted to point out that I added, you know, the snack bars and the Energize to your cart, just in case you might be interested in those too. And she said, like, 9 times out of 10, they end up just buying the cart because they like trust her and they trust what she would recommend for them. And so again, just genius, you know, now that we have this share cart, really thinking out of the box and personalizing each cart for each individual. Okay, so those are the package options. Now, as far as this week goes, so the free group, we mentioned this. I'll just recap this real quick for anyone who might have missed the live video. But basically, the plan would be for this week to do a 5-day free group, similar to what we did last month. So Alyssa and I are working on the content. It's almost done. I just have to tweak a few things, and then I'll post the link in the group yet tonight. And so it's just going to be 5 days. It's pretty basic, but really trying to get them to sort of shift their mind and shift their thinking as to how they'll start to think with the to be mindset. So we're just going to give them some different information. We'll also, plug the to be mindset. We'll have those testimonials that you can share in there. But I think the most powerful thing that we all have is just our stories too. So as you're leading your own groups, I really want you guys to be live in there, sharing your personal story. If you don't have a personal story with emotional eating, ask someone that does to go live in your groups. This program, you guys, I am so excited. I can't even describe to you how excited I am. But it's going to just take us being personal and really just talking about it. And as a reminder, for new programs, sometimes it feels like we're talking about them a lot, but our audience doesn't feel that way. So if you've only talked about the to be mindset like one time, then I would definitely say this week, like your focus should be to have a live video on your personal page, a live video, like wherever you can, and just over and over kind of reiterate what this program is. I've even seen people do like clips from the YouTube video of the to be mindset. I think that's a great idea on stories, just because again, no one knows what the heck this is. Like to the outside world, they don't even know what this is. So I think that YouTube video does a great job sort of describing it. But I just think it's just going to be so big. So we'll have the free group this week. And then over the weekend, the goal is to just really invite people to commit to the to be mindset. And then the official challenger or customer launch or group, not challenge group, success group, as Alana likes to call them, will start on Monday, May 14th. By that time, we as coaches will have had a chance to go through the program enough to where hopefully we know it. But I'm going to recommend too that you guys listen to the videos over and over again, so that you can really be a resource to the people in your groups. That was one other thing that was just encouraged in our call, is just make sure that you know this information, so you can answer their questions. And I think that is pretty much it. Let me just go through here a little bit. I know it's quick. So yeah, I mean, really I do think it's going to be more storytelling than anything, because there are before and after pictures, which are powerful too. Obviously, those are the most powerful things we have. But because no one knows about this, really what it is, the outside, remember, we've been learning about this for months now. The world hasn't. So really just to dumb it down when you're talking about it, all of that. Oh my gosh, Erin, are you raising your hand? I've never had someone do that before. I'm sorry. You probably had your hand raised for 20 minutes. Sorry. How do I call on you? Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Also, somebody did it to me in the last call, so I just giggled to myself. I was like, I'll do this and see if she sees. No, we were chatting the other day, and I thought my strategy is, and I think that a lot of y'all can relate, I know so many people that have tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed at Weight Watchers. So anyone that I have ever known in my entire life that has ever done Weight Watchers or talked about Weight Watchers or shared a Weight Watchers recipe online or talked about points, I'm messaging all of them because they're the perfect candidate. And I think that a way that I'm going to phrase it is I know that you have tried a support group eating system in the past, and I have something that I really like for you to be part of. Would you be interested in being in a test group with me to try something new? Because anyone that I know, I don't know anyone that has a genuine success story with Weight Watchers. I know people that have lost weight with it and then they gained it back, or have really struggled with it or tried with it, but I don't know a genuine long-term success story with Weight Watchers. So, and I know tons of people, especially where I'm from, have tried it. So my thought is to really reach out to those people and say, I know that coupling exercise and nutrition was a little bit much for you, or I'm calling them my 21-day fix dropouts because I've been coaching for 2 years now, actually yesterday officially. But like, so I have people that the nutrition plan just didn't work for, or they didn't think. So like, those are the people I'm also reaching out to, that it's like, I know that doing both at the same time was like way too much for you. So, but I think the Weight Watchers people, we all know people that have done Weight Watchers. Like, I just think that they are the perfect candidate to be like, would you, and I'm going to phrase it, would you like to try this with me or be in a test group with me for this lunge?
Yeah. And I think honestly, it's really a great segue with the 2B mindset. That battery's weird.
Oh, battery low.
Is when you get these people in here and if they're successful with it, a really great thing could be as they grow and get more healthy, they're going to be more into working into the exercise aspect of it.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing. And I know what she said is not like a super easy conversation to have with someone. Like, oh, I noticed you're on Weight Watchers, and that must be tough at failing at. But here's the thing. It's near and dear. I know that your sister was on it for a long time. And it's a conversation that we're going to have with Aaron's sister. And it's something that obviously needs to be taken lightly, but it is a definite good area that you brought up with that. With Watchers and the point system, being able to kind of get those people into what we're doing here. So.
And I think that we all know those people too, and I think don't be afraid to have the conversation. I know that I'm not a beat around the bush kind of person, so for people that are a little more delicate than me, I can understand, but at the same time, I think you need to like let people know what they can expect from you as a coach. So if you enter into a conversation with them, like, I have a really great program for you, I think that this would be great for you because X, Y, and Z, and then they already feel kind of coached, supported, and led. Like, we need to not be afraid to lead them before they're actually signed up with us so that they know that that's what they're stepping into, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think that that's so smart and such a good point, like what you said with all of that. And to, like you said, look through your friends list, look through your customer list of the people who I know I have these customers who like my heart just breaks for them and I want them to succeed, but like for whatever reason, nothing has worked or nothing has clicked. And so, yeah, just to like reach out and just say, hey, so excited about this new thing. I'd love for I always like to go the feedback route. Like, I'd love to get your feedback on it. Let me know what you think. Love that. Love that. Love that. And honestly, I was one of the people that like the containers. I just like, I've tried, but I'm not like, I don't track every single day. Like, that's not my personality. And so like, it has been a struggle to finally get there, I feel like if I had a program like this, I probably would have kicked my emotional eating habit a lot faster. Someone's asking, do they get the coach sign up for fee with the challenge? Like, yes, absolutely. Yep. So it would just be just like a normal, if they sign up as a coach with the challenge pack, they would get that enrollment for free for sure. Great question. There was something else I was just thinking about when you said that. I remember. So let's open it up for questions now, or just, other thoughts that you guys have had, other things that you're going to be trying. Oh, Carla's got her hand up. Sorry, you probably had it up forever, you guys. I'm better at that.
No, I just figured out how to do it. Sorry, Amber. Thanks for the tip, Erin. So one thing we learned when we were at the Success Club trip is I'm a person that actually really struggled with eating when I was an athlete, a gymnast in high school. And so for folks that have had people on that end of the spectrum from like disordered eating, sometimes the containers can bring them back down that path. And so Alana talked about on her video, but more in depth when kind of a panel with Carl, as well as another gal that was up there. Alana actually wasn't there in Mexico, but they talked about how the 2B mindset is perfect for these types of folks that may have had disordered eating in the past, because it's really approaching it in a different type of fashion. So I think where we haven't been able to maybe relate to those folks with portion fix, this 2B mindset may be the perfect fit for them, because it's really addressing the relationship with food. And that's where those folks have struggled in the past, and where sometimes the container systems can bring back those bad habits.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of those testimonials, that it's like on one end of the spectrum, you have people that have never been able to lose weight. And on the other end, it's the people that have had, the opposite problem and eating disorders and all of that. And so it's really cool how it's just like one mindset. Yeah, I agree. That's such a good point, Carla. Thank you for saying that. Brooke is asking, is there a renewal cost? I don't think so. My understanding is that this is just like a program. So just like as if you were to buy the 80-day obsession, that you would just buy this program. And maybe there will be other nutrition programs in the future. I don't know. But that's how I understand it. Sounds like that's what you guys think too. So with Weight Watchers, how can we compare to this? Oh, perfect. Thank you, Bridget. Access forever. Awesome. So the way basically, if you're going to talk about Weight Watchers, is that it's kind of hard to describe because we haven't gone through it, but there's no points. There's no like, you only can eat this much a day. From the people that I've talked to, it's more like, it's as simple as, you track everything that you eat. So you're going to write it all down. And nothing's off limits, but they do teach principles like water first, veggies most. And so, you're learning what foods you should eat. And on top of that, there is like a diver deep into the different nutrients too of what's inside different foods and stuff like that. So you're getting the education piece, but it's not restrictive. You're not counting points. It doesn't say, you only can have this many of this every day. So it's very different in that thinking. But the reason that she has you weighing yourself every day is to show people like, don't be scared to eat certain foods. Like, I think they call them silly snacks from what I've heard, where like, you can have a silly snack, you step on the scale the next day, you can still lose weight probably if you have that silly snack. So all of that is really just this mindset shift and learning what your body reacts to. My friend Erin Young was like so nervous about like oatmeal. She didn't think she could eat oatmeal for whatever reason. She thought she gained weight, and she learned on the TV Mindset she could eat oatmeal and she was totally fine. But the truth is that people, just like it takes a lot of time to lose weight, it takes a lot of time to gain weight. And so if you're weighing yourself every day, you sort of know what your body is doing on a daily basis and what's affecting it. Erin says it teaches you points and you can fit anything you want to. Oh, you're saying with the Weight Watchers. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, did that make sense?
Yeah, go ahead and
I just want Shar asked that question, right? Let me go back. No, did Chelsea ask the question? I don't. Oh, Chelsea asked the question. How do we compare? For some, like I've done Weight Watchers personally twice, and I would say the biggest difference is just helping people understand this idea of sustainability. And the thing with Weight Watchers is like it has some good principles, but it doesn't really help you understand macronutrients and how they actually look in your diet. Like they literally give you a point allotment, and you can just fit whatever kind of food you want into that daily point like system. So I never learned like the importance of vegetables and why, or the importance of how I have to have good carbohydrates in my diet and why. Like I just still was eating the same junky foods, but let it hit my points. You know what I mean? It didn't teach me anything about sustainability. And so that would be that's been what I've been talking to a lot of people about just from my personal experience, but that's what I would kind of encourage you guys to talk about, is this idea that the systems that we have, and something like 2B Mindset does too, is just this idea of sustainability and teaching you like why you need to have a good makeup of different kinds of foods and what that means for how your body like digests them and how it gives you energy and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's so good. Thank you. I'm excited to hear like your comparison even after you go through the program too, since you've experienced Weight Watchers. I haven't, so I think that'll be so powerful. Thank you for that. That's awesome. All right, any other? Sarah Schmidt said the same thing. Okay, so any other questions or thoughts or plans that you guys have this week that might be helpful to share or ask to the group while we're on? I did create a Facebook group for all of us coaches who are going to go through the group starting on May 2nd. So make sure you join that so we can just collaborate. I really just see that as a place where we can ask questions and like, my challenger has this question, or this is how I felt doing this. Like, so we can really, have that space to just talk about the 2B mindset. Okay. So Bridget, Lane, how do you plan to market both 2B mindset and Sweat Well Spent? So that's such a good question. It's funny. I've been talking to so many people this weekend who have like been interested in Sweat Well Spent, and their food is like their biggest struggle. And I'm like, dang, like I wish it was out already, because I would probably for sure, and I actually did tell a few people, I was like, hey, listen, this isn't out yet, but I would really rather you wait to purchase until it is out, because I think you're going to get more out of the challenge pack that has the 2B mindset and the BOD. So I personally feel like people could go through both at the same time. I think they pair together really well. We are still going to have, like, for, the more like classic athlete who maybe doesn't want the 2B mindset, doesn't want to purchase it, we'll have the macro plan that, that Monica is working on. So we'll have that option. But you guys, if your people are struggling with food and I think it's a great mix. But as far as like how to market this week, so my plan is really to focus on Sweat Well Spent, like the first half of the week. And even though the 2B mindset launches on the May 2nd, and I want to get some from the coaching in there, that group doesn't start till another week later. So my bigger focus on like the customer side will probably be like next week. I'll probably recruit more for like coaches this week for the 2B mindset, along with some customers who I think would want to be discount coaches who have been around for a while. So that's my plan with that. So then if they were to get the challenge pack that had the 2B mindset and BOD, then it would just be, they would need to add on the resistance bands from 80 Day Obsession if they would want those, or, I'll tell them to go to Target or something like that. Okay, Bridget, there's your question. Okay, I have a whole list of people I can think of inviting to this group, but how do you invite nicely to a weight loss program group? It's a good question. You guys have thoughts? I think that is like I've been thinking through that, Bridget, too, because it's like you want to be sensitive to it. Would anyone have thoughts? Like, how would you want to be invited? If someone were to message you, what would not turn you off, and what would help you? Oh yeah, good Lane. Any thoughts? No one's raising their hand now.
Yeah, I have kind of have a thought. It just goes back to kind of the idea of sustainability. I guess obviously it depends on, is this a person that you've had a previous conversation with or not? That's the tricky part. Like if it's someone you've never chatted with before that you think might be a good fit, like I think that's particularly sensitive. But if it's somebody that if it's someone that you've potentially had a conversation with before, it's just the idea of like just being genuinely interested in their well-being, and just saying that that they've expressed concerns about wanting to make progress and just wanting to create slow, sustainable change. And this is a great opportunity to learn about something new, some kind of new strategy that they could introduce into their life. But I think I'll have to think about people I've never technically chatted with before. That's a tricky one. I totally agree, Bridget.
Because I think of the people that I know that have tried Weight Watchers or currently use Weight Watchers, like talking to them about it, or the people that have been in my groups that have fallen off because they hate working out. Right. Those I feel like are easy conversations to have. But then there's other people I've chatted with before that they just not, one I can think of specifically, but she didn't want to join my group. I think it's because she was pregnant at the time but not telling anyone. But she's always wanted to lose weight, but she just does nothing for it. So I'm like, How do you even bring that up? Like, she's never expressed interest in me that she wants to lose weight, but you just know she does. Yeah. So that one's hard.
Can I jump in for a second?
Mm-hmm.
I think that we all, like, if you follow the people that you're interested in working with, so many of my people on my list post things. Like, they post statuses or like pictures, or they say like, or post jokes, like they'll post like recipe jokes or make like self-deprecating posts, comments about themselves and their stuff, and then you just message them and say, okay girl, like I know the post you've been making, like I can tell, but, like I think you just do it. Like they aren't like we all have friends that we follow on social media that are making those kind of posts, or like the fat girl meme posts, you know what I'm talking about? And I think that you just reach out to them and say, okay, like if they're putting, my thought process is, if you're putting that kind of stuff out on Facebook, I'm going to send you a message about it. If I think that I have a solution for you that you would be a good fit, because if you're putting it out there, then obviously it's open game to talk to you about it. You know what I mean? Like I probably wouldn't just like send a blind message to someone that's never done anything like that, or share anything. Just like, you seem a little overweight. I'd like to send this. I'd like you to do this. That is a little touchy. But like we all have those friends that we follow that need help in the health and fitness category, and they always post that stuff. Like even I think we all can relate to those people that are posting those pictures or like the jokes or the things like that. I think you're asking for me to reach out to you at that point. If you're putting it out there, and social media, I think it's open game for me to send you a message and say like, hey, I saw your post the other day, totally hilarious, but it made me think of you when we have this new product launch. Is this something that you would be interested in checking out?
Essentially, like you're saying, in less words, we're not all going cold market here. You know your people that you're reaching out to. You understand where they are in their journey. It's just when you dive into that journey and have that conversation with them. You're not going completely cold and saying, this person's morbidly obese, I think you need this. You're diving in and saying, hey, I noticed this is where you are at your journey. I'm going to meet you there, and this is where we'll go from here.
Right. Yeah, I'm not probably peppering out a ton of cold market invites to just like overweight people. I think that's an insensitive thing to do, but like I think that there are those people that we worked with or that we wanted to work with or like we were friends with that post things like that I think that it's a natural conversation opener. Or maybe I'm just brazen. I don't know. That is also true. I also am that. But like I think that like to me, I'm like, that's a green light. You're posting on social media about something like that, then I have the permission to send you a message about it, kind of thing.
No, I think you're right, because like Erin said, it's all about just, where's your heart at, and if you genuinely want to help people and you say it in that way, I think they're gonna receive it like that, So Erin Weichman said that she agrees with all of us. She'd probably say, I don't know about you, but I'm always trying to find an easier way to balance in nutrition. I love that too. It's like, yeah, that you're in the same boat. I love that. Chelsea is asking, how can we approach men about this? Is it more geared towards women? That's a great question. It's definitely not just geared towards women. There have been a lot of men that have had success too. Doug Moss actually was in the test group, and he has lost a lot of weight from it. Like, and he has told me before that like weight has always been his biggest struggle. And like before Beachbody, Jeff Hill always tells the story, like he knew Doug when he was over 300 pounds. Like, so he's, had a huge transformation, but definitely men are told, like, I think honestly, this would maybe be an easier sell for men than anything else that we have is in terms of nutrition goes, because they're not trying to give everything. I mean, you guys, this program for our team is like so awesome because we're all about sustainability. Like we've been saying that forever, right? And so it's like we finally have a program that says yes to sustainability. With that too, I think another market that this could be huge for are like the 50 plus market. Our moms, like my mom, I'm totally going to get her to do this because she's one of those people that like nothing else she hasn't been interested in and she doesn't want to work out. And so but I think for sure that whole market, like the older, because again, with this program, you're not required to exercise. Exercise is extra credit. So we're really just focusing on nutrition. So definitely keep in mind that you probably have a whole new market of just people like your friends' parents who you could reach out to. That's awesome. Brooke said her aunt reached out to her. That's so awesome. I think we're going to be getting a lot of that. I really, really do. Even in my I Am Healthy group this month, I've had more people that are a little bit older in the group, which is so cool. All right, anything else, you guys? Other questions, other thoughts? Do you feel good about, launching this? Do you still have some things that you're nervous about? Good, good. All right, well, I think this is going to be a home run. I really do. Remember with every launch, it's just like it can take, again, some time for people to really understand, but those testimonials are going to be huge. Just give your all to your free group, invite as many people as you can, be inviting all week long. I mean, that's really my number one this week as far as what I'm going to be doing to move my business forward is inviting people to that free group, because I just know that this could blow up our businesses. And then as we start to get results from it too, it's going to be awesome. So make sure that you are documenting, as you start to go through the program, document your thoughts, journal about it. So you have all that stuff as we start to invite as well. But I am so excited, and I hope you guys are too. This is like a huge, huge, huge tool to have in our toolbox. I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. And of course, if you have other questions about it, just post in the group. But this is going to be a huge week, you guys. Also, if you are in the Push to Diamond by May 17th group, make sure that you are in there getting your invites done to coaching. We have just a few weeks left with that, and that is to qualify for the fall retreat. So that's awesome. Erin, did you want to say anything about the 12-week year group that's going on?
Yeah, we're officially kicking off tomorrow. So by now, hopefully most of you haven't been in my Facebook this evening, but hopefully most of you have shared your picture of your goals and tactics. And we're going to get going tomorrow. So it officially launches. If you haven't, that's okay. Just make sure by the end of the day tomorrow, you're sharing that with us and getting engaged and plugged in. I think it's going to be really good.
Sweet. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. Totally forgot. We are switching up the coaching thing. Erin, you triggered my memory. So Erin and I have both kind of, tried to lead these weekly things, and we just really feel like it's a little bit tricky to sort of lead with enthusiasm and share this information with enthusiasm week after week. And so we are moving the coach sneak peeks to do twice a month. We'll have one that's during the weekday at some point, and then one that's at night. To sort of, hit both markets. But the idea would be for it to just be an hour long, where you'll invite someone. It'll be a Zoom setting like this, so it'll be more intimate. We'll also record, of course, and put it up on YouTube. So then anyone who can't get to the actual meeting, you can send that to them. But it's going to be an hour going through just very quickly and briefly, probably 4 to 5 different coaches each time, sharing what coaching is, some of the obstacles that they had to get over to be a coach, all of that. So the first one is going to be this Friday at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll post this in the group too. But 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time this Friday will be a Zoom where we'll hop on and share a little bit more about coaching, and then we'll announce the next one, the night one, probably in a week or two. So. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for your time. Have a wonderful night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.